Welcome to Entrepreneur Talks. Our special guest today is Jeff Fahrenwald. He's the Vice President of Strategy and Development and Supply Core in Rockford. Hello, Jeff. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Edward?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much for coming today.
Sure.
You are a well-known professional in the area for all the expertise that you provide us as a professor, as a professional, as an entrepreneur as well in the area. Based on all this experience that you achieved through the years, which could be the best the challenges and opportunities that entrepreneurs in Rockford are facing now?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges that entrepreneurs face today is that you've got to find your market niche pretty quickly because, you know, in most businesses, the challenge with an entrepreneur is cash flow. It's not cash, it's not getting money, it's running out of money before you actually turn the corner. And so you've got to be able to find your customer base, you've got to be able to drill in there, and then you've got to be able to execute well because the customers have to want to also come back. So I think that's always one of the biggest challenges. One of the biggest opportunities is that we have a booming downtown now, and I think there's lots of opportunities there. We've got you know, some younger demographics. We've got a much broader demographic in terms of ethnicity in town, and I think that there's some really good opportunities for great ideas. And there's a good labor force, and so I think that also helps too.
Do you think that, because I hear from many employers that are struggling to get young professionals, what do you think that could be the main reason? Because they say that they can keep it, is what they say.
Yeah, well, I think with young professionals is that they're always looking for new challenges, and if they don't get a challenge where they're at, they're going to go somewhere else.
And getting boring, and just
yeah, it gets boring. They want to go and do something else. So I think that the challenge is creating challenging work for people that they feel valued at. And if they feel valued at, then they'll stay. I was just talking to someone who's a recruiter today, and he said that again, it's easy to find people for good companies. He said it's much more challenging to find people for companies that aren't so good. The word gets out, people don't want to be there, and then it makes it hard to recruit.
Really interesting. If I ask you about your personal vision about the future for small businesses in the Rockford, which could be?
I think that the Rockford area is very opening to new businesses, and I think that governmentally, I know that the different governments are working harder to make it easier for people to start businesses, because I think there's been times in the past when it was difficult through regulations and everything else. But I believe that that there's really concerted efforts to start and grow businesses, because you're not going to attract, you know, a corporate office here, but you may be able to grow one of the future corporate offices.
Right, and especially for these small tech companies that start small and start growing so fast.
Yep.
My last question, Jeff, if I ask you, based on all your experience, which could be the best advice that you can provide to an entrepreneur in the area that is thinking about to start a business, why Rockford?
Why Rockford? I thought you were going to ask something else a little bit. I thought you were going to ask what what would be a recommendation for for entrepreneurs. So I'll tell you both. Okay.
Okay.
My recommendation for entrepreneurs starting is make sure you're realistic with your business plan. Make sure that you understand your cash flows and that you don't run out of cash. Make sure that you fully understand your market and that your projections are realistic. Even if you're going to be a $1.2 million business, you're probably not going to do $100,000 the first month. You're probably going to do less, and you're going to scale into it. And so make sure that you're realistic, because the only person you're really lying to is yourself.
Yes.
And then you catch yourself, and then you run out of cash, or you get into troubles, and then it's really hard to get money. Now, why Rockford? Again, labor is reasonably priced. Rent is reasonably priced. There's good places to open. You can get anywhere in Rockford in 20 minutes. And there's a vibrancy that's been happening in Rockford that I see that I think is just going to continue to grow. And so I think it's a great place. It's a great time. And you know, and I really believe that there's going to be a great future for small businesses in Rockford.
And we share your enthusiasm about it. And thank you very much for coming today, Jeff.
Sure.
We really appreciate it. And thank you very much, folks, for being with us in Entrepreneur Talks. And see you the next week. Thank you.